Hi, I'm Tammy from Tara Hills Therapy Centre. I wanted to talk today about the law of attraction and visualizing. You might have come across it, the book, or there are films, there's plenty on the internet all about attracting wealth and abundance to yourself, the law of attraction. And a lot of the time it's about things, they say things like raise your vibrations and visualize exactly what you want to happen, and it will happen, it will come to you. So I was wondering if there was anything in this. And my background, just so you know, is I was a lawyer for 16 years. So I'm about as skeptical as they come. I'm always looking for evidence. I'm always taking things not at face value, but instead always saying, well, look, I really need to find out, is there something behind this? Like, what is it that's enabling this to work? Is it based in science? Is this really a fact? And I will say the thing about the law of attraction or about visualizing is I think it is based in fact. I think it is scientifically backed. When you look at it in the context of what our subconscious mind is doing. So, for example, what happens to us, or what our brain is doing when we're just going out in the world, is we're filtering. So the information that's coming into your brain is being filtered all the time. Now it's being done without you realizing, and so quickly that you wouldn't even know it was happening. But the world is being filtered. So as I go out into the world, I'm just really, although I can see everything, I'm only taking on board some of the information that is out there. And that accounts for why sometimes you can go out with multiple people and they will all have a slightly different view of an experience that they had altogether. And it's to do with they're all filtering in their own way. And there's a thing called unconscious bias. So in our unconscious or subconscious mind, what we're doing all of the time is we are filtering for certain things that we're looking for. We don't realize we're doing it. So for example, I had this happen to me when I was pregnant. Everywhere, all I could see was babies, or pregnant ladies, or ladies pushing prams, or just babies everywhere. And it was because constantly on my own mind was my own pregnancy and what things were going to be like for me when I had a baby. So all I can see in the world is babies, 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 and all I'm interested in is babies and hearing anything about them and other people's experiences. And the same happened in a different way when I bought my last car. Or everywhere I see around me, driving around, is other cars that are the same make and model as my car, which I hadn't really noticed before. And all of a sudden, I'm really noticing them. And I think it's that fact of noticing is the best way of describing what that kind of process of filtering is like in your brain. So thinking about it in those terms, actually it becomes much more based in truth and fact and evidence-based, that if you sit and visualize something, you're telling your brain what to look for. So if you're constantly doing that day after day and you've got a routine of doing it, you're training your brain to look for certain things. So if I say to my brain, if I say in my visualization exercise, I have wealth and abundance all around me, it's closer than I think. If I'm really visualizing exactly what it is I'm looking for, my brain will start filtering out the things that aren't that and filtering in the things that are that. And that, in my mind, is how come this absolutely works. And so although it can sound like the most, spiritual, claptrap in the world, actually, I think there's something really in that whole process of visualizing and perhaps, meditating, thinking about exactly what it is that you would welcome into your life. So if you spend time visualizing wealth and abundance, if you look for it all around you, if you start saying these things are accessible to me, it will be accessible to you. And of course the same is true in reverse. So if you say to yourself, if you say to your own mind that what's out there in the world is hard, if it's you hear people say, oh, it's a nightmare, oh, it's such a nightmare out there. If you say that, then what you start looking for is where things are hard, or where it's a nightmare. If you have that as a message that you're giving to your mind the whole time, actually that is what you see, that's what you're creating, that's what you're manifesting. And it's not really that you are changing anything that's out there, it's that you're filtering out the good stuff. So you're only really seeing the bad stuff. And so in terms of how you can create the most awesome life ever, like why wouldn't you want to? If you're trying to create somewhere, try to release money blocks, trying to manifest, abundance and wealth around you. If you have certain goals that you have in mind, you want to make sure they happen. Sitting and just visualizing is training your brain. It's training your brain to filter out the stuff that doesn't serve you, that isn't needed for that. And you're training your brain to filter in the things that are really useful for that. So, for example, if an opportunity comes up, if you've been training your brain, you'll hear the opportunity. You'll hear somebody say that opportunity that would be the thing that could, unlock something for you. Or you'll spot it, you'll see it. You'll see something out there that's really going to work for you. And that's why it's absolutely worth spending time visualizing and creating an environment where that wealth and abundance is all around you. I'm Tammy Parnell from the Tara Hills Therapy Centre. Have a wonderful day.